Alright, so I just wanted to do like a little breakdown of this track. So the first thing that I started off with was just like a real simple chord pattern and progression. And I just recorded that on the piano and then slapped it in here. It's basically like, I think this is a 2-bar loop, so this is what it sounds like. And so that just repeats on loop, and I just kind of use that as a foundation for the rest of the score. So once I got that in place, I started adding in, your drums, your hi-hats, little snares and stuff. So I'll go ahead and like turn those on as well, and we can see what they sound like. And then we have our toms and the kicks. Go somewhere where they're all plugged in, like right here. And so, yeah, whenever I was doing this part, I did a little bit of research because I haven't really made any beats before. This is kind of like my first or second, or I don't know. I'm just getting started. So for the hi-hats, I think there's some sort of pattern here that I can't remember what I followed. I just pretty much googled a YouTube video and then kind of took what they did and made my own unique version. The snares, they go on beats 2 and 4, and I threw my toms on the what is that? The one on the first and second. I don't know. Whichever ones are. Oh, I just threw them on the third beat, so you can hear it's like 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so yeah. And then the kicks, you can basically just kind of like play with them however you want, so there doesn't have to be a super strict pattern to them, because it's going to sound, I'm not going to say it sounds good any way you do it, but there's a lot more freedom with what you can do with the kicks compared to the other sets of drums. So you can see it's kind of sporadic. That's what gives it the rhythm of the beat. So once I did that, I got some bass to put in there just to kind of fill as like a filler in the background, and you can hear that. So that sounded pretty good, and I was happy with it. And it's kind of like just a complementary like note to whatever's going on up here in the handbells. But this ended up kind of conflicting with my melody, so I put it real low in the mix whenever I did all the mixing and stuff and the like equalizing everything. So I added another set of like chords in here, and I'll go ahead and mute that original one just so we can hear it. But I added another chord repetition to kind of complement the bass and what was going on in the handbells. So, yep, that's the second chord pattern that I did, and I was happy with this, and I put some little choirs in there, and then I started working on like the melody and stuff. So the melody comes in, and it's just a guitar. Let me turn off all of this stuff. I started with the guitar, and this is what that sounds like. It's just like a C minor chord progression, goes C minor, and then I don't know what you call it, like the 7th. So this is what that sounds like. So that is a 4-bar chord progression that loops. I think during my chorus I have an 8-bar chorus or hook, and that just plays twice in there. So to go along with that so that I could play the same, get like the same vibe during the verse, what I did was just take that and kind of detach it and separate it a little bit. So instead of it being like a full chord, it'll be broken up like this. Let me try that again. Where is it? Oh, I think it's this one. All right. So it's the same thing, it's just broken up, and sometimes I'll change the register of it, so I'll put it an octave higher or lower, just to give it a different, like a different mood. And so I did that a little bit and kind of breaks up the repetition in the actual progression. So another thing that I did is you can kind of add some variety to it by adding another instrument. So I basically copied and pasted those chords, and then I just made it a different instrument. It's an choir synth. So this is what that sounds like. And so that kind of plays under most of the song, and then you just take bits and pieces out. So the first bit is like a 4-bar intro. You got like a 4-bar verse, 8-bar chorus, and then I do another 8-bar verse, 8-bar chorus, and then that kind of repeats throughout the song. And then you just take instruments out and then add them back in as needed, and just to keep it interesting and keep people, listening. And added these little like percussive, like crash sounds in here, just to kind of build up to the chorus. And then I've got this, which is kind of lower in the mix, another thing that kind of just builds up to the it just kind of like settles you into that next pocket of this track. So yeah, go ahead and just give it a listen, and just starts off with that first little chord repetition, chord pattern, and then it kind of goes into the first verse. So it does that same thing probably like 2 or 3 times, give or take some instruments, and then just to like mix it up at the very end. I think this is the last chorus here, and I took out some instruments and just used the choir, and then I changed up this last verse with some more instruments and stuff. This is the last chorus, my bad, and then that goes into that last verse. So here you can hear that original chord pattern really, like, you can kind of hear it piercing through the mix. And then I also got these like really high pitched, I think it's like bells or something. I honestly don't remember what it is. It's I don't know. I think it's a synth of some sort, but it's that really high pitched sound, and it just plays on the first beat of every bar. So that comes in, and then the second chord pattern drops in register by 1 octave, so now it's real low. It sounds kind of like ominous, and then I can't remember, I might have dropped this one an octave as well. So it's a little more gritty in this last verse. And that's it. So I went ahead and like mixed it all up and rendered the audio out, and so that's like my first like decent one that I made, that I'm happy with. So I'm gonna keep practicing, keep doing this sort of thing, and see if I can come up with a couple of tracks that are pretty decent before I kind of try to upgrade Cubase. I think right now I'm just using the Cubase AI. So yeah, it works, but it's my first beat, so yeah. If you want to see like more breakdowns like this, I may do like a breakdown after each project, or maybe do like a tutorial during each one. So just let me know down in the comments, and like whenever I work on stuff, I'll kind of put together a walkthrough or breakdown after the fact, and just kind of like update y'all if y'all like that sort of thing. So yeah, thanks for watching.